Hey everybody, it's David here. Today I'm going to be talking about sin and God's forgiveness. And I'm going to be reading from Romans 7:14, and it goes like this. We know that the law is spiritual, but I am unspiritual, sold as a slave to sin. I do not understand what I do, because I do what I don't want to do, and I hate what I do. And if I do what I don't want to do, I agree that the law is good. As it is, I am no longer myself who does those things, but the sin living in me. For I know that the good itself does not dwell in me, and that it's the sinful nature that dwells in me. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For I do not the good that I want to do, but the evil that I don't want to do, this I keep on doing. Now if I do what I don't want to do, it is no longer I who did it, but the sin living in me that does it. And this is Paul talking about his struggles with sin and how he cannot overcome that overwhelming urge to continue to do wrong, although he knows right from wrong and good and bad. I feel like we all have a moral compass, and that moral compass will always lead us to the good option, but sometimes the bad option is easier. You take that easier route. It's a cop-out. You don't have to deal with the consequences of your sin by sinning. And personally, for me, I used to struggle a lot with lying. And lying is the easiest thing to do. It's the easiest sin to commit. And the devil is a liar. And he can alter your thoughts. The difference between God and the devil is the devil never knows what you're thinking. God always knows what you're thinking, but the devil doesn't know. He can never know what you're thinking in your head because he's not all-knowing. But what he can do is manipulate your thoughts and continue to plant these seeds that, oh, if you do this, it's so much easier. You have no consequences. You will never have to deal with that part. But when you come into Christ, you have to notice that God is the truth. And no matter what the consequences is, you have to kind of separate yourself from the sin completely and kind of accept. You have to continue to accept what you're doing is wrong. And then there comes repentance. After that is turning around and not continuing to dwell in that sin. And I feel like people are so used to relapsing no matter what the sin is, and they think that God is not going to forgive them again because of how much wrong they've done and how shameful they feel. And that's not the case at all. I feel like people need to understand that God is forever loving and he's forever waiting for you to turn back to him. And he's not going to force himself on you. He's not going to be like, oh my goodness, I have to grab him and bring him back. He'll wait for you to make that realization and come back to him yourself. I'll tell you guys a story. I had a friend whose girlfriend continuously broke his heart and was continuously doing things that he knows that she'll keep doing, and he'll keep on having to take her back because that love is so strong. And she'll keep promising that she'll change, but she never changes. And he'll be at the verge of breaking up with her and leaving her, and then she'll be like, wait, can you please wait for me? I'll change. I promise I'll change it. I'll change soon. I'll fix these problems. And he'll be like, okay, maybe I do have this faith that you will change. So I'll stay. Even at my own expense, I'm the one being hurt. I'm the one getting my heart broken. I'll stay because that love I have for you is so strong. And sometimes I wonder, as a sinful person, as we all are sinful people, committing these sins and then turning to God and then looking at him in his eyes, and he watches everything we does, and he's seeing us commit all these sins, and then we have the nerve to be like, wait, no, I'll stop, I'll change, when we have no intention of changing. And sometimes I'm like, does God almost break up with me sometimes when I'm committing the sins that I know that I'm going to repeat again, and I'm continuously fake repenting because I'm asking for forgiveness? I'm saying sorry a million times when I'm committing the same sins over and over and over again. But I'm saying, wait for me, just wait for me, I'll change, just wait for me. And because that love that God had for us is so strong, he's going to wait. He's going to wait for your return, wait for your genuine sorry, that last sorry that you'll ever have to say. He's waiting for that sorry. He's waiting for that change. He's waiting for the Holy Spirit to activate and to work in your life and to actually see that change. And it's a comforting thing to know that there's somebody waiting for your change. Even though you're saying you're going to change a million times and you don't do it, God is still standing right there with his hand out. He's not pulling his hand back because of your sin. because your sin is not stronger than the love he has for you. And I just want to encourage anybody that's currently dealing with any addictions, any problems, any sin, lying, anything in your life that you're struggling with, just know that God is still waiting for you with those open arms, and he's still waiting for you to come and return to him. And I would like to pray with you guys as I'm closing out this TikTok. Lord, I pray that the person watching this TikTok right now that is dealing with any type of sin, any addiction, any struggles with anything going on in their lives, I pray that you would give them peace, and you would give them the peace of mind, that you will not turn away from them or turn your face from them, and that they can always return to you in repentance, and that they can always count on you in their darkest times and darkest hours, no matter how sad they feel, how depressed they feel, how oppressed they feel by their sin, that you are always standing by them through it all. In Jesus' name, I pray that you all have a great night, a great rest of your day whenever you're watching this. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to my music, and thank you for tuning into the TikToks. I'm gonna continue to try to do these videos every day. I love you guys so much. Peace.
I analyzed these photos and I can tell you where they were taken. Celeste was captured on December 30th, 2024 at MacArthur Park. For reference, this is MacArthur Park in downtown LA at night. The park has several California sycamores surrounding a lake. This is the tree I believe is in the photo. Here's an aerial view of the park and more photos from the park taken at night. The photos we're analyzing came from a camera that was left in David's rental home when he moved out. They've just been released by the private investigator on the case. If the timestamps are correct, Celeste's photo was taken here. This is an immersive view of MacArthur Park, and I think that the photo was taken from this angle near possibly this tree. Next is the window photo. This photo was taken about 4 minutes after the photo of Celeste at the park, just down the street at 350 South Figueroa Street. And on January 11, 2025, this photo was taken at David's parents' home in Texas, seen on police cam at the swatting event. There are cameras at MacArthur Park. Did anyone pull the footage?
She knows. She knows. Hey. Damned if I don't. You know I got a girl back home. You got a man, what you want?
Wait, no, how did I not notice this before? This comment. This motherfucking comment. Hold the phone. Because I literally read this comment and went to each and every single video that I had taken from that concert. And she's almost in every single video that I took. Hold on. Like, guys, I wish I was lying. In literally almost every single video, she's there. Boom, right there again. Wait, am I tripping? There again. Bro, literally almost every video, what's happening? And again, oh my god. Bro, at this point, I don't even know how many screenshots I have taken, but look. This one's a little sucky, but like, you can still kind of see her up in the top. Now, this one's a really good one. Like, you can clearly see. Oh my god. Now, mind you, it's all alleged. Like, I know I still got people fucking coming for me and stuff like that. Obviously, the PDF stuff is fucking guaranteed at this point. Like, he's a PDF file. Like, we already fucking know. But like, as far as like the murder and all of that stuff, you know, the whole fucking bullshit about innocent until proven guilty, you know, all of that thing. But like, I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but did I literally, like, oh my god, like, I don't even want to think about it. Did I literally like film, like, oh Like, I literally captured her last, not her last moments, but like, is that her? Like, guys, please, please, please. Like, I feel like I'm tweaking, but like this comment right here literally says everything. Oh my god. I don't even know what to think.
Her passing has been filmed and has been marketed, and the reason it's been marketed the way that it's been marketed and why they didn't want to find her, although placing her in her boyfriend's car is a bit really fucked up because it wasn't him that did that. There are 4 people involved in this. There is 1 female and 3 men. The reason that it's done like that is because it sets up the next game. Okay, so I think I've got this down. So the murder of Celeste, and they didn't get her, by the way. The murder of Celeste was and it wasn't an accident. It was a setup. But the murder of Celeste was a consciousness extraction, and they didn't get her consciousness. She crossed over.
September 8, 2025, the remains of Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found in the trunk of the singer David D4VD. Investigations are still ongoing, however no arrests have been made.
Someone was just arrested in connection to the Celeste Rivas case, and surprisingly it isn't David. Despite all of the evidence the internet dug up, David has yet to be arrested, but a close friend of his was just put in cuffs and thrown into an LA jail. Neil Langston was just taken into custody after failing to appear as a witness in connection to the Celeste Rivas case. It makes you ask, if he was innocent and knew nothing, then why would he fail to appear in court? But more importantly, who smiles in their mugshot like it's a school photo when it's tied to a case involving a terrifying crime against a child?
Lone guy, she doesn't know anything. I don't know. I think you might know something, loves.
All right. So I think that first song was fire. Like I was saying earlier.
Like, you think you can hop online and just talk about A$AP Rocky's album? Like, don't be dumb, bitch. You don't be dumb. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing hopping online thinking you can talk and not answer what's going on? You've been way too close to this situation. All right. And then you got that weirdo Zerks moderating your chat. You a mess. All right. So basically, she's still mad that she was the side chick, LOL, and always will be. All right. There's always been these rumors that it was David's girlfriend. Not confirmed, but a lot of people do seem to believe that. Okay. And let me move myself back down here. That'd be nice. It says, yeah, she had a thing for David, and David wasn't feeling it because he likes children and boys. Or Asia figured out she's what we call a hood rat, aka a backseat girl. Damn, that's savage, man. I really want to know what's going on in her head. I swear I can't understand it. Either she knows that she won't face major consequences, and as a result she feels more emboldened to attempt monetizing all the attention she's been getting, or it's the opposite. She knows she'll end up in deep shit once the indictment comes, so she's trying to act like everything is fine and nonchalant to soothe herself. It says Asia has been behaving the same way for 5 months now, and she hasn't changed and won't. She's mocking and doesn't care about anything. She smirks whenever Celeste's name is mentioned. She wears David's sweatshirt everywhere. She'd love to be with him now. She'd give anything to have the life he had back with her. She doesn't care, and even responded to a comment telling people to relax because she won't be arrested. That's why she got along so well with him. They must be alike. I think she couldn't stand Celeste. It says, yeah, it's true, but I don't know if she was jealous of Celeste. She definitely hates her now because Asia likely blames her for ruining everything. She might have been jealous if Celeste and David broke up and he still kept paying for her expenses in LA because she had blackmail on him. People saying, I don't know if it was jealousy, but I saw an analysis of someone and it seems like everything fits together. The issue with Asia is kind of projecting onto Celeste the feelings she has for David. Not romantic feelings, but feelings that he ruined everything and that this ruin was caused by Celeste, you know? Indirectly in her head, it makes sense. Asia is friends with Celeste Herrera, who happens to have a thing with David. Asia would want her friend to be with him, you know? I don't know about that. A woman's head spins when she thinks she's in competition. I think she should take a break from social media. She acts like everything is a joke. They're saying it was said that David and Celeste had broken up and started talking again in December, and so much so that she spent New Year's Eve with him. I always wondered where she went when they broke up. She spent a lot of time alone, and I don't think a 14-year-old would be waiting for him to come back, but it could be what you said. Even though they weren't together anymore, he kept paying for things, and she might not have liked that. Who knows what's going on in her head? Literally just 2 brain cells fighting to be in the limelight, and the rest is air. She must have seen the Sloan video and thought this was her time to come out of retirement. Have you guys seen her Insta comments? I get the vibe she's trying to say David isn't guilty, LMAO. What? How is she so relaxed and all smiley? Zerk's being in her stream modding. F LAPD. Get off your asses and do your damn job. Trapmore gang, I've got some very disturbing David updates for you guys today. Now, this guy, David, he's already in hot water because they found the body of a deceased minor in the trunk of his car. Rest in peace to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. There's been a lot of unanswered questions about David, his relationship with this minor, what he was doing with an underage girl backstage on his tour. Was this really a romantic relationship like it seemed? And there's been a few things that have been hard to ignore. One of the things that came up a lot that I've seen that I think super weird is this album cover. Now, this album cover for the Withered Deluxe, which was meant to come out on September the 19th, but got delayed because of the fact that a deceased minor was found in his trunk. This image kind of depicts him as the Pied Piper, right? He's making his music and he's got a whole bunch of people, kids, look like kids to me, following him because of the music he played. Now, one other person who used to go by the nickname the Pied Piper was another child-harming piece of shit called R. Kelly. Now, R. Kelly's name as the Pied Piper of him playing music and having all of these minors come around following him was very well documented in the Surviving R. Kelly documentary. Now, this was covered in that documentary. I don't think I can play you clips from this documentary because I've got in trouble for it before, but there is a significant part of the Surviving R. Kelly documentary that concerns R. Kelly going and hanging around outside schools, playing music, and basically trying to get young women, trying to scoop them up outside their school. Discussed outside high schools, just gross behavior. Now, I bring that up in context because one of the crazy things that is going around the internet today is apparently there's been reports that David and his team were lurking around high schools back in the day, back around the time of his 2023 tour with SZA. And basically it's now coming out that David was very suspiciously seen trying to get close to high schools, trying to get close to where they keep the minors at. Now, this is a really bad look, given the fact that this 14-year-old girl, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, was found deceased in the trunk of his car. But even setting that aside, this on its own is just gross as hell. And it, again, just adds to this massive file that we have of David just appearing to be a real creep, especially when it comes to youngsters, his Discord chats, being around this 14-year-old girl, Celeste. It's just gross. So I'm going to show you the clip. All right, this has been going around on News Nation, and I'm going to be giving you a lot more context as we go through this video. But look at this. I can't believe it.
Contributor, host of the Outlier podcast, who's been covering the story since the start. Again, it's massive. Lauren, thank you so much for coming on. What do you take away from this video? Why is it important to you?
Well, Jesse, I was watching this video and, at first I didn't see anything truly wrong with it. And then I decided to call one of the schools. I called an art school in Philadelphia that he was standing in front of, and I spoke to a faculty member, and I asked them, did David or his team, did they have permission to be here? Did they coordinate with the school to put up safeguards?
Tape on there? It's just probably nothing, or something's going on. Let's see. Yeah, see, this is where... Yeah, this is where you would park right there. Yeah, right here. And you have to have a permit too. See, it says right here, you need a permit. It's like $80 or something like that. But this is the parking area right here, and it's like $80 to park right there, or else you're gonna get a fine of 180 or something like that. So that's not good. Let me see if I can bring up the drone footage, because I did do a drone footage, but I have to compress it or make it smaller. Well, supposedly in the middle of the night was Santa Barbara, so I don't know. I'm starting to believe that maybe he went over here. I mean, this place over here is it's pretty secluded. Once you pass this campground, it's really secluded.
So what's interesting, right? He's showing off these locations, and look, you might think that this is like nothing content, but I actually find this really interesting. Like, there's not many cars. This isn't a really popular tourist destination. There's not hella people around here. This is a low-key spot. This is a low-key spot you might go to with your A minor and, you know what I mean, be planning some nefarious things. I do think it's quite interesting, and I think, for me, I'm a stickler for detail, so I just find this really interesting. Like, this is super secluded. There's not really many people around. It does look a bit creepy. The fact there's crime scene tape up there, it is a little bit suspect to me, okay? And I do think that I got to shout him out for even going there and checking out these areas, right? And so he'll basically show the specific place that David might have driven that actually could have resulted in damage to his vehicle, because he's talking about he might have missed a turning, dinged up his car, and there was rumors that the Tesla was actually damaged. So let's check this out.
So let's see. Yeah, so right here, what I did was I went straight and went over here where this barrier is, and I just went straight. You're supposed to make a sharp turn right here, a left turn. And so what I did was just continued over here. And this takes you all the way up here to these mountains. I think that's where David, in my opinion, busted up his Tesla, because there's no room up here. Look how secluded it is. So I was going to fly the drone right here, but look at all these power lines. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't. It's already had one accident.
Major breaking news in the case of David and Celeste. An arrest has officially been made in this case, and it was David's best friend, Neo. I mean, this is crazy. Just last night, we got the news that David's best friend, Neo Langston, was booked into a Montana jail on a warrant. And a representative from that jail said that he was arrested because there was an out-of-jurisdiction warrant from Los Angeles for failure to appear as a witness, and he's currently being held without bond. As we know, it was previously stated that someone with potentially vital information was refusing to show up and testify in front of the grand jury, and that an arrest was coming soon. And we now know exactly who that is, but the question is, why is he so afraid to talk, and what involvement, if any, did he have in all of this? Well, if you guys remember, the private investigator for this case said that he very clearly saw the person that was last seen driving David's Tesla with Celeste inside, and then soon after posted this asking, was it Neo? On top of that, if you remember, authorities said that they were looking into a trip that was taken by David to a remote area in Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night. They said they believe Celeste was in the car at that time, and that there was a second person who may have been in the car when the body was there. Could that have been Neo? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this. Rest in peace to Celeste, and as anything comes out, I'll keep you guys updated.